I just want to thank everybody for coming in. This is the first time we as a magazine have done anything like this. So we'll welcome you to the Supernal magazine Transformational Meditation. I'm just going to start because I want to just do an acknowledgement to country, which is something I was asked to do this morning when I was dagging around in the spirit world doing some stuff. And so I've not ever done it before. However, Supernal Magazine Transformational Meditation is being hosted on the lands of the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people, and I wish to acknowledge them as traditional owners. I would also like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and Aboriginal elders of other communities who may be here today. I want to thank everybody that's attended, because we've had quite a few people, a surprising amount of people join us, and I think it's important, and it really highlights the message that what we want to do as a magazine and what we're trying to do is bring about sort of more than just a local little produced magazine. It's global, it's in the cosmos, it's something bigger than we are as individuals. And so I really want to sort of thank everybody for joining us. I want to acknowledge Shirley Sienna, who's there, and also Louise, as two of the writers that are involved in the magazine very heavily. And Freya will take over in a minute. However, a lot of this has been brought about as a meditation because of Freya going to the Freedom Rally in WA the other week, and realising there was a need to try and bring about change. How do you bring about change when there's so many people all pulling at different ends and at different sort of, I want to go that way to find my truth. So what we're doing tonight is really more global, to set an intent, and I know Freya will talk about that a little bit more. So what I'll do is I'm going to pass you over, Freya. I'll be silent in the background here so that I can admit people, because if I make you host, it means you have to try and do it. But we won't give you that. And for everybody that's online, if you would like to ask any questions of any of us after the event, we'll hang around for a little bit and just answer a few questions. So I would ask you to type that in the chat line after the meditation, or even before we get started properly. We'd ask you also to remain on mute during the actual meditation, and let us go from there. Okay, so it's all pretty straightforward, should be a bit of fun, and certainly something very different. So thank you again for joining us. And Freya, would you like to take over and introduce the crowd that you've got over there in WA?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I realise this looks a bit odd, me speaking into a microphone into the Zoom. It's just that we have a wonderful, amazing, as we like to call him, our gun videographer, Nick Buchanan, who's over there hiding behind the camera, but filming this so that we can share this meditation as an active world service in the next Supernal magazine that's coming out at the end of the article covering the Freedom Day rally. So first of all, I'd like to also introduce our amazing musicians. I'm just going to try and turn this around a little. Hey, guys. So we have Nis here, and Nis is an extraordinary human being who I love and adore. He has an engineering background, but he's since that started working with the Steiner School. Many of you may be familiar with that. And in working with them, he came across the pentatonic scale, and through that created this extraordinary instrument called the Dream Harp. And I've had the privilege of making one of these amazing instruments myself. Nis runs a hands-on workshop where you literally carve your own harp and string it yourself and put your dreams into it. And it's one of the most fulfilling weekends of my life. So it's an honour to be playing with you tonight, Nis. and a dear friend of Niss's, Irina. Irina specialises in community music, yes? And Irina's played all around the world. This is the first time I've played with Irina, but I just love, the way that the universe works and just like ropes all the right people in from all around the world. So so as much as we're here to transform consciousness around the separation and trickiness that's come through the whole COVID situation, etc., and all the things that go with that, look what's come. We've got Irina here thanks to it. So thank you. And Charles Snelleks-Mathelot, who is also my longtime brother and brother of my heart and dear friend. We met through, both of us having organisations, mine custodian and founder of Earth Heart, and Charles and his beautiful wife Crystal, custodians and founders of Gaian Heart Wisdom. So as soon as we met, we instantly hit it off, and we have ever since. And we come together for these extraordinary events where we just, get into the flow with Gaia and allow her to come through and speak. And Charles is a wizard of note in many, many different departments. That his major passion is sharing that Gaian genius and helping people reconnect themselves to the earth, to their bodies, and really opening their hearts to this extraordinary being to whom we are so blessed to have our lives because of. So this is our cohort this evening. We're in good company and with all of you. So a little bit about myself, very briefly. I come from a family of people who facilitate amazing things around the world, like peace angels, and I've been involved in spiritual teaching with Shanti Mission and crystal dreaming and all sorts of things. I've been on my own path for 20 plus years, going through an awakening when I was 23. That was 21 years ago. So I'm getting long in the tooth and forgetful. So I've organised and run events and wonderful things like that for about the last 6 years or so through Earth Heart. We've had the privilege of working with people all around the world and bringing them here and making, world-class spiritual teachings and information and things of service very accessible to people. So it wasn't any leap to get involved with Supernal magazine and Anthony, being that he's got such an amazing heart, and what a wonderful team that I work with, Shirley and Louise as well. So I took an adventure off to the Freedom Day event with Nick and Lisette, who's also on camera in the background over there, Lisette Quiroz. And what was amazing was from the moment we started interviewing people, instantly the very first thing that occurred was there was a conflict. And actually it was the only real conflict that we experienced during that day. A gentleman was being interviewed on the street before we'd even got to the event itself, but he was dressed for it, had a big placard. And then when we were at a certain point, a passerby came in and he interjected and he started saying, getting involved and getting fired up, and then his wife got involved, and you'll see the look on my face if you watch the interview. I'm sort of like holding the microphone like this and then going. It was quite hilarious. So we got from that point to actually into the event, which was great to see so many people there for Perth. But there was a lot of, again, every person that I interviewed, almost every person I interviewed, I just got a look from Charles. Almost every person I interviewed was unable to open their hearts at all, in the sense that whilst they had complaints about a lot of things, they weren't able to have any gratitude. They weren't able to speak about anything good that the government has done. They weren't able to work out how they were going to forgive or sort of have any understanding of how we could find a balance point in the middle of all of these different points of view that are going on in the world. And I came to that interview not from a place of, having any judgment about rights or wrongs. I came truly seeking some information about, where things were at. And so I really realised that people have very, very strong points of view, but each person, regardless of what perspective they were coming from, were very firmly wedged in their own strong belief system and were unable to step outside of that. And being that I've worked with consciousness and shamanic teaching and spiritual teaching and healing and whatnot for a long time now, I recognised that there wasn't any actual movement or flow of energy available for people, and so no real change was going to occur. What it caused me to do was think about when, again, my brothers Charles and Julian Silburn and such and I got together over the Belia wetlands situation. There was a road highway going to be put through down into Fremantle Port in Western Australia, which was going to annihilate the Belia wetlands, which are very, very important wetlands here. And there was a huge uproar about it, people climbing trees and throwing themselves in front of them and whatnot. And, Earthheart didn't get involved. And there was some raised eyebrows about that for a while. And at some point, Julian and I actually had a conversation, and he said, "What do you think about running a meditation?" And I said, "Yes, I can do that." And we had a look at the situation, and we thought, look, what we need to do is not have a row highway put through a tiny port town that's already got one ways and back ways, and it's already congested and a nightmare. The port needs to move down to Kwinana where the industry is, and the highway needs to go there, and the wetlands need to be left alone, and we all need to live happily ever after, so to speak, for 5 minutes. And so we meditated on clearing up our own obstacles in our own consciousness and hearts, but with the intention of an outcome that was really, really clear physically about what we thought was a good idea. So that has come to pass. The road highway stopped after this meditation. We had about 100 people involved. We went for a good hour and a half, cleared a lot of stuff, and sure enough, that's the outcome. It's being moved to the Kwinana port, and there's no road highway and the wetlands are fine. So I figured we could do something like that again in this situation, and hopefully we can share this and make this go around the world so as many people can hear this story, that we can come together and take ownership and responsibility of what's inside us, because each of us are units of unity. There is a whole, and you are one of those, and you've stepped forward in this case to represent an average mean of humanity, so that we can clear for ourselves, but also clear for all of our brothers and sisters and looking for a way forward. I realise that there's, everybody's coming at this from a different perspective, because many of you are in Melbourne and your experience is different. I know that there's one person coming from South Africa, again, who's having a different point of view. Certainly in Perth, things are a lot more relaxed, though, we're certainly, not out of the woods either. So we've all got different experiences and points of view and different emotional processes that have gone on around this. So some of that will likely come up. Sometimes, when I'm running this meditation, it might feel like I'm speaking directly to you. And it's not, it's just that what's in one of us is in all of us. So I'm not picking on anyone. But certainly we're going to see what comes up to be cleared. Just to give you a bit of an idea of how the meditation itself flows, is that it's a shamanic style meditation, so transformational. You're going to sit with your eyes closed and your palms facing up in your lap, and then we'll invoke, and then I'll start giving you some directions. I'll channel, none of it's scripted. Whatever needs to happen will happen, and you'll just follow my directions, and I'll get you to breathe in through your energy field and chakras and so on and so forth. at the end, we'll give thanks, and then everyone will come back to their bodies to, then have some question time as well. So if you want the energy to slow down, you can put your hands face down on your thighs and just say, slow down. If you like what's going on and you want to speed it up, just say, thank you, thank you, thank you, and send love, and you'll get more energy. Yeah? So that's how it goes. I think that's about it. The other thing is that I will be speaking names of the divine from various different traditions, very likely. So if that doesn't fit for you, it's okay. Just leave it on the shelf. I come from the perspective that it's all one. So we're just looking at different flavours of ice cream. So if there's anything I say that doesn't fit for you, just pop it on the shelf and don't throw the whole thing out. Take what you need and leave the rest. Yeah, your free will is honoured. And so now I'd like to hand over to our beautiful Charles to do an acknowledgement to country for the Whadjuk Noongar people.
So if we close our eyes and just take a deep breath in and breathe out and come to our body, this body that is woven by the earth, our mother. Take another deep breath in, breathe out, and just allow yourself to connect deeply with the mother. Just intend, Mother, I am here, and I'm here to connect with you. I would like to acknowledge all of the elders that we have worked with, Savitri and I, that have trained us and initiated us and shared their incredible spirituality and culture with us. I want to acknowledge these elders past, present and emerging. And I want to acknowledge the ancestors, acknowledge that they left this beautiful country in such pristine condition. They loved this mother, they loved this land. We are here in Western Australia on Whadjuk country, and we honour the Whadjuk nation, the paperbark people of the Bibbulmun nation. Kaya, Murich, Whadjuk Budja. Greetings, strong land of the Whadjuk people. Yanga Mamu. Thank you, creator of all things. Welcome. They are here.
So I'd like you all to be invited to close your eyes now. Take your awareness to your breath. The inhalation and the exhalation. And then take your awareness to the space in between. And take your awareness to your heart center, into the middle of your chest, to your heart chakra. And walk in. As I call on the higher selves of each person present here, I call on my higher self. I call on my mastery, and I call on the ascended masters who are closest to all of our hearts. I call on all of our guides, teachers and friends in spirit who love us unconditionally. And I thank you for being here. I call upon Gaia, the spirit of the earth, the elements of creation, earth, air, fire and water. I call upon ether from where they came. I call upon the ancestors who love us unconditionally, past and present, earth and star. I call on all of the great wise ones who have loved and served humanity since the dawn of time. Thank you. Thank you for being with us today. Please share with us your protection, your guidance, and your healing energies. Please share with us your wisdom and grace, such that we are able to transmute all that no longer serves us, to raise us to our highest frequency and beyond. We ask for this in the fullest of faith, so be it. So I invite each of you to hold in your heart your prayer for humanity, your prayer for yourself, for those you love, for all of your brothers and sisters, whether you know them or not, all of humanity. And then extend that beyond humanity to the mycelium kingdom, the insect kingdom, the animal kingdom, the mineral kingdom, to earth, and then beyond earth. To all of creation. And become aware now of the top of your head and a pillar of white light that extends directly up. It goes straight up through the ceiling, through the roof, through the sky, passing any clouds and going beyond. Up, up, up. Out through the Earth's atmosphere. Begins to pass through the stars. Going through the constellations. All the heavenly bodies. All the way back to the source of all unconditional love and pure consciousness. This is your personal connection to the source of all that is. And from that place, it's like a river of light begins to flow down. Every time you breathe in, utilize your breath and your will. Pull the light down, down, down. Breathing it down through the stars. Passing through all the constellations. Coming back down towards the atmosphere of the Earth, our beautiful blue planet. Coming down, 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 entering into the Earth's atmosphere, beginning to pass through the sky, flowing down, down, down. Towards the roof, through the roof and ceiling, and towards the top of your head. Here you become aware of a beautiful flower floating above the top of your head, your crown chakra. And as if to the morning sun, you take a deep breath in and release through the top of your head and open that flower, that beautiful flower in your crown, opening it up to allow the consciousness, the light, to flow in. Consciousness of unconditional love, pure consciousness. Breathing it in through the heart of the flower and into your body, so that your whole body fills with iridescent, sparkling white light. And if there's any mental chatter or thoughts rattling around, just allow the light to take it down through your body towards your feet. Every inhalation, use your will, use your breath, draw the light in from above. Pulling the light in, down to the tips of your fingers, through your torso and down to the tips of your toes, and becoming aware of the energy centers at the balls of your feet. And engage your mind, think open, and they do. And any light can flow out here now. Any mental chatters just goes into the earth, received by the earth. So much light in your body, continue to breathe it in from above. It activates every tiny chakra in the pores of your skin. Like when you get the shivers, or you know something's truth because they all activate. They activate now. And the light flows down the tiny capillary-like meridians, the life rays. Coming out the life rays and all the way out like a star. Out to the edge of your auric field. So that your whole energy field becomes filled with light. Beautiful, iridescent, sparkling white light. So your whole body and every cell and all the spaces in between are filled with light. Your whole aura, every chakra and every meridian are filled with light. And you become aware above your crown chakra, about 1.5 feet above the top of your head, that there is a violet flame. Violet flame is now flowing in from the inexhaustible source above the top of your head. Fire from the soul dimension. Harmless fire that transmutes all that is not in alignment with your highest good with unconditional love. all that no longer serves you. And you start to breathe that in now with your will and with your breath. Pull it in, and as it merges with the white light, it begins its work, transmuting, transmuting, transmuting. So that your whole body and your whole energy field is filled with little flickering, sparkling, iridescent violet light. Take your awareness into the center of your being. And from this place, you could say out loud after me, across all time and space, as the universe is my witness, I declare that I am ready to step into my empowerment and my sovereignty more than ever before. I give myself full permission to transform, to heal, to grow. In full faith, so be it now. Breathe in from above and release. Push the light out through everywhere. More light in from above. Breathing that violet light in and feeling the response of your energy field to this divine energy. Breathe it in. It's like a balm, it's like a salve. Cleansing and clearing. Washing through all of your meridians. So if you think of one of those little Tesla balls when you touch and the electric light moves all around, that's what you look like to me. Breathe it in. Filling up full and bright. Being aware in the core of your being. And you could repeat after me. I now command that all fear within my being, within my mind, within my body, and within my energy field, leave now. So be it. Breathe in and release through everywhere. Breathe in again and release. Breathing that beautiful violet flame in from above. Make it your friend. Breathe it in. That unconditionally loving violet flame. From the heart of the divine. Draw it in. Bring it through your whole being. Let it wash through your body. Every cell. Let it wash through your energy field. Your whole energy field. So that your whole aura, the sphere of light around you, is filled with violet light. And you could repeat after me. I now command that all frustration and all anxiety that is holding me back from inner peace now be dissolved, disintegrated and released. Through divine grace, so be it. Breathe in from above. Release up through the top of your head. Be aware in your crown chakra. There's a lot of stress hanging out in there. And whilst everyone might be quite relaxed in many ways, there's actually a lot of stress. So bringing in the iridescent violet light from above and sending it into the crown chakra. And letting it wash through the crown chakra. And you could say, through divine grace, I now ask that all stress in my crown chakra that is holding me back from clarity and peace of mind be released now. So be it. Breathe in and out through the top of your head. It's really quite thick in the crown chakra of the group. So more light in from above. Really pull it in. Use your will. And I'll help to anchor it now. Bring it into your crown like an ice cream cone on the top of your head. Filling it up, breathing it in. Feel it coming into the flower, and as it comes in, it starts to wash through the petals of the flower, going between all of the petals. And you could say, I now command that all of the consciousness of struggle, of stress, and problems that are clogging up my crown chakra and my conscious and unconscious mind now be released through divine grace. So be it. Breathe in and out through the top of your head. That's better. Still more to do in the crown. Breathing in from above, lots of violet flame, helping to anchor that. I ask that the Lords of Fire, Lord Agni, Saint Germain, Archangel Michael, and all of the other Lords of Fire, by all of your names, I call you to please amplify this violet flame to the power of 10. And start to breathe that in. That's it. Breathe it in. Bring it into the crown. And you'll see that it's coming down through the flower but into your brain, and it's targeting the synapses of your brain now. And you'll say, I now ask for assistance from those in the spirit who love me unconditionally to please dissolve and disintegrate the anger and frustration that has crystallized around the synapses of my brain, that is acting like battery acid and that is holding me in a vibration that is out of alignment with my soul's truth. In full faith, so be it now. Breathe in from above and release out through the crown, letting it wash through. That's it. Good. Much better. More light in from above, lots more violet light, flooding it in, flooding it in, flooding it in. And it wants to come out through the brain and extend out through your whole nervous system. So let it in. Now that that battery acid is gone from the synapses, it flows through the brain, flowing into the nervous system. That's it, traveling down fine meridians and thick meridians like electrical charges for what are our chakra system and meridians for plumbing and wiring to carry prana, vital life force, chi energy or divine energy through our system. Let that flow. Breathe that violet flame in and let it wash through, washing clean like a salve. And you could say, as a conscious act of self-love, I now choose to fully release all the anxiety that I've been holding in my nervous system, all of the fear and the worry, all of the doubt, helplessness and hopelessness that's been holding me back. from holding a vibration of joy, purposefulness, and self-love. I set myself free, fully and completely now. Breathe in from above and release through your whole nervous system. Excellent. That's it. Now looking in the Ajna chakra, which is the one between the eyebrows, this is responsible for the big vision for life. And what I'm noticing here is that the vision for life has totally drastically changed, and in fact that vision has become collapsed or fractured, that energy center in the group but also in humanity is having a pretty hard time right now. So let's bring in some of that violet light in from above and flood it first into the crown chakra and through the nervous system, and you could repeat after me. I now ask for divine assistance to fully release all energies in my consciousness that are holding me in separation from solution, from divine grace, and from coming into flow. I ask for this in the fullest of faith. So be it. Breathe in and release through the crown and the nervous system. And then begin to draw that beautiful violet flame down from above, through the heart of the flower and the crown, and into the third eye, between the eyebrows, and start to fill that ice cream cone shaped chakra or energy center with beautiful violet light. And let it to wash through. It's nice washing, circular washing through, round and round. And then you could repeat after me. As a conscious act of self-love, I now choose to fully release all of the visions in my Ajna chakra, my third eye, that have become collapsed, fractured or broken, stressed or stretched, that are no longer serving me and that are not for my greatest good. I set myself free now. Breathe in and release. And feeling that beautiful Nada Shakti as the rattle and the drum and the bowl help to flush away all those old visions. And from this place, the seat of our higher selves, we're able to perceive beyond what our mind and what our little will is able to. So let's continue. Let's continue to look in. Looking in the Ajna chakra, it's the master chakra. It's able to assist all other energy centers. Bringing in that violet flame from above drawing it in from above, drawing it down, and filling up the Ajna chakra, full and bright. And there's a deep sense of being lost and having no direction, like no direction. There's also a deep sense of hopelessness, that it's almost like it's too overwhelming for people to actually think about what's happening to the planet, to humanity. Not just about a virus. We're not just talking about a virus. We're talking about the systems that govern the entire world. We're talking about the environment, the state of oceans. We're talking about the health of the planet. And there's this humongous elephant in the room that everyone is really struggling to look at or to even begin to face. So I'd like you to please start to flood that light into that third eye of yours, into the Ajna chakra. And you could repeat after me. I now command that all energy of overwhelmed leave my Ajna chakra now, through all time, through space, and through all dimensions. I set myself free, fully and completely now. Breathe in from above and release out through the third eye. This is the higher emotional center. And so these energies of overwhelmed and avoidance mean that we're unable to become empowered. Lots of energy of avoidance and procrastination and things going on around in the group. So let's bring in lots of beautiful light, utilizing the energy of the Ganesha mantra in the background. Keep breathing that in as well. Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. Just flooding that light in, letting it flood right the way down into the base chakra where we hold procrastination. Letting it flood into the solar plexus at the diaphragm where we hold power struggle, avoidance. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Breathing it in. Feeling Ganesh coming in and really dancing in the base chakra. Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Feeling that beautiful elephant-headed divine being dancing through your energy field, dancing through your consciousness and dancing through your base chakra. Jaya Ganesha, victory to Ganesh, victory Ganesh. And you could repeat after me. I now command that all energy of procrastination, all energy of separation that has fallen down from my solar plexus and into my base chakra, that is holding me back from recognizing my sovereignty and my unity, and that is holding me back from empowerment, now be released through all time, space, and dimensions. Breathe in from above and out through your base chakra. Breathing that energy into your solar plexus. Ganesha. Just breathing that Ganesh energy into the solar plexus, letting it wash through the area of our lower will, our ego. And you could say, as a conscious act of self-love and in service to humanity and the earth, I now choose to fully release the energy of avoidance, the power game of avoidance that is holding me back from being authentic with myself, from being authentic with others, and from shining my light in the world. I set myself free, fully, completely now. Breathe in, release out through the diaphragm area. Lots and lots of violet flame flowing in from above now. As those lords of fire amplify that energy, bring it down and into the solar plexus, feeling it washing through. Old cords, karmic cords of power struggle coming out now. Looks like long black lines, lots of black cords. You could repeat after me. I now choose to fully release all of the ropes and cords that have connected me to ancient and present power struggles. Power struggles with the government, power struggles with my family members, with my friends, with banks, with employers, with any organization and any person, to all times, places and things and all events that have been draining my energy and my power. I set myself free, fully and completely now. Breathe in from above and release through the solar plexus. That's it. Breathe out. Because it's very easy for us to go into the consciousness of blame. It's the government's fault. It's the neighbour down the road's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. But the thing is that we're all in it together, and the blame doesn't help. It just perpetuates the cycle. It doesn't justify the behaviour by clearing up the blame and the power struggle. What it does is it frees us to be able to think clearly, to perceive clearly, to have accurate perception and accurate expression, and to identify our sovereignty. So breathing in from above. Breathing into the solar plexus, letting it wash it through the ego vehicle. You could say, I now command that all power struggle, all victim and perpetrator, all nag and aloof, and all energies of tug of war and blame now be released from my solar plexus, from my mind, body and energy field. So be it. Breathe in, release through the solar plexus. It's like a massive black vomiting, sort of looks like to me. So I'm just going to keep sweeping that. Please keep breathing in the violet flame from above and flooding it out through the solar plexus. Say, Ganesha. Keep breathing in the sound of the Ganesha mantra to help release that. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam Ganesha. That's it, starting to clear now. Keep breathing and releasing. And yet there's still another flavour there. Another flavour. And this is shame, but it's also the blame attached to shame. So flooding in that beautiful, beautiful violet light from above and bringing it into the solar plexus. Centre for self-love and self-worth. How we shine in the world. And how can we be ourselves? And how can we actually be personally empowered and collectively empowered until we uncover ourselves from these blankets of blame and shame and from the guilt, self-persecution, bringing in all that beautiful violet light. And you could repeat after me. I now command that all blame attached to shame, that all shame itself be released from my solar plexus, from my mind, body and energy field now. Breathe in from above and release out through the solar plexus. It's like just have a good vomit out of there. Let it out. For all the things that you're ashamed of, whether that's things people know about or not, the divine sees everything in everyone. There's nothing that can be hidden. The earth sees all. The divine sees all. And in fact, you see all. But what the divine sees that you don't see is that every part of you is lovable. The parts of yourself that you judge, and the parts of others that you judge. Because we're all responsible for that internal narrative. So breathing in that beautiful violet flame from above and letting it wash down and through you. And as it floods into your body and into your solar plexus, it floods into every little part. All those parts you were just trying to hide, all those bits you were trying to, put to the back, let them come out now into the fore and just flooding them with light. And you could say, I now command that all energy of shame and all of those parts of myself that I have judged and rejected and blamed as unlovable and unworthy now be released through my solar plexus, fully and completely now, to the heart of the divine, so be it. Breathe in and release. That's it. That's starting to feel much better. Shiva, Shiva, Shambhu. And in the solar plexus, there's guilt. So breathing in from above, flooding in. So much going on in this energy center for our group, but also for humanity. Because we are not living in our hearts, simple as it might sound. Not the majority of us anyway. And it's a whole different planet, and it's a whole different world from living in the consciousness of the solar plexus, or the little me, I, me, mine, to the heart where it becomes we, us, our. So flooding that energy in and just releasing, cleaning up guilt. And you could say, I now choose to fully release all the energy of guilt that I've been holding in my solar plexus from all of the times where I said I'd do one thing and I did the other, when I didn't show up and meet my obligations, where I didn't keep my word, my bond, from all of the times that I said things that I didn't mean. Yes when I meant no. No when I meant yes. And all of the other things that I've ever done to make myself bad and wrong or feel guilty. Where I believed that I needed to conform to other people's expectations of me, to fit into a box that society said, that my family said was how I should be, how the media said I should be. I set myself free of all guilt to the deepest level possible for me today. So be it. Breathe in. Breathe out through the solar plexus at the diaphragm. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Surrendering it. All of the guilt, all of the shame, all of the blame, all of the wrongness, and all of the beliefs that there's something intrinsically wrong with me. So you could say, I now command that all energy, all thoughts and beliefs that I've been holding in my self-worth energy center, that say there's something intrinsically wrong with me, that there's something intrinsically wrong with humanity, that there's something intrinsically wrong with creation, that I could be in this situation, that we could be in this situation. This is not the truth, and I set myself free of all limiting beliefs about myself, humanity, and creation. Now, so be it. Breathe in and release out through the solar plexus, like a really sharp, pointy feeling in there. Let it out. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Inviting Shiva into your heart, into your solar plexus, in through your crown. Shiva dances in the crown, the destroyer, clearing away all of the egoic thoughts and beliefs about self, about humanity, about what creation even is, about what this experience is, and about what this situation is. Om Shivaya. Breathe in and release through everywhere.
Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva Shambhu Shiva Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva.
And you could also say, I set myself free as the universe is my witness of all vows, promises, contracts and agreements, all fealties, allegiances that I have ever made with myself that are limiting, that are less than, and that hold me trapped in a paradigm that no longer serves me. I set myself free now, so be it. Breathe in and release through everywhere. And you could say, I now choose to set myself free of all of the vows, contracts, promises and agreements, all of the stories and narratives that I have bought into from the media about what I should be like, look like, smell like, drive, wear, eat, how I should be, how I have to be a human. None of these things serve me or the truth of who I am. So I set myself free of all limiting beliefs that I have taken on board from external sources through the media. Now, breathe in, release. Feeling that energy of Shiva, the gentle destroyer, working through the consciousness, through the body, and unlocking, now working on the DNA, unlocking codons in the DNA. Om Namo. Be aware as Shiva dances down the spiral of consciousness in your DNA. Just dancing away all of the limiting beliefs that you've taken on that have come down through your ancestral line. All of the I have to work hard to survive. Life wasn't meant to be easy. All of the stories that keep you small and stuck in a way of being that no longer serves you. And you can see as you step out of that, that you allow others to step out of that place. And the more of us that continue to step out of the old narratives, the more flow we can reclaim. So breathe in from above and literally release through your DNA. Release it into the earth, into the ground, and out through everywhere. Being aware in your navel, behind the belly button, and all of those cords that you let go of before, of the power struggle and the situations that were draining your energy. Now we're going to call your power back. So be aware in that center, and you could say, across all time and space, I now choose to call back my power. I call back my power from all of the people, places and things, times and events into which I've invested my spirit. Where I've given my power away, where I've given my freedom away, where I've crossed my own boundaries, where I haven't had healthy boundaries and enacted self-love. I set myself free fully and completely now. And I call my power and spirit back. And start to breathe in. And as you breathe in, you become aware of golden energy coming back to you. Across dimensions, across time, across space. Right back to this moment here and now and into this body. And as you breathe it in, it comes in through your crown chakra, spiraling down, spiraling down, spiraling down. And joining in with your energy field at the back of your navel in your dantian, your personal power center. And as that light continues to flow back in as you breathe it in, breathing it back, breathing it back, breathing it back, a beautiful star begins to shine. And it grows larger and larger, shining out through your navel center, through your body, expanding out through your energy field, till it comes out to the very edges of your auric field. And you could say, I'm safe within my power. I'm stable within my power. Nothing and no one prevents me from this. I'm safe within my power. I'm stable within my power. Nothing and no one prevents me from this. I'm safe within my power. I'm stable within my power. Nothing and no one prevents me from this. And so it is now. Breathe in and hold. Being aware in your solar plexus. Be aware of the sun. You could say, I am a divine child. I was born to shine unapologetically for my uniqueness. Divine child I am. I was born to shine with humility and grace. And it is safe for me to shine my light into the world. So be it. Breathe in. Hold in the solar plexus. Stabilize. 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 Golden light coming in from above. Breathing it in. Flooding it into the solar plexus. Put your hands on your solar plexus and you could say, I'm so sorry for all of the times that I paid out on myself, that I shamed and blamed myself. I forgive myself and I choose to see myself as a unique, beautiful, sovereign being who fulfills a need in our world. I am worthy, I am deserving, and I love who I am. This is my truth, and so it is now. Breathe in and hold. Taking the awareness to the throat chakra. And in the throat chakra is another area where we hold a lot of judgments. So we're flooding that with iridescent violet light now. Breathing that in from above. And filling up the whole chakra. It's actually like a donut around the neck. So front and back and all the way around. And this is where our speech center is. So we talk about the paradigm from which we think, we believe, and we live, how the world is for us. And so this is where we can find ourselves in conflict with ourselves. So you could say, I now command all structures in my throat chakra and that have built up around my head and my heart that are holding me back from unlimited potentiality, from possibility, now be released through my throat chakra, so be it. Breathe in and release through everywhere. Because these words of ours are sentences, and we literally sentence ourselves to situations and experiences through the power of our word. The ancients knew this. So it's really important that the words that we think, the words that we speak about ourselves, to ourselves, about others, to others, about situations, are ones that are coming from a place of abundance. Because if they're coming from a place of lack and violence, separation and pain, then all we do is create more of that and trap ourselves as well as others. We trap others, we trap humanity, we trap animals, we trap all of creation in this manifestation spell, this geometry through the power of our word. So, flooding that violet light in from above, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Flooding it through the throat chakra, really flooding it in. And you could say, I now command that all concretized energy, solidified energy, stubbornness and rigidity, all ego that has become lodged, stuck and wedged in my throat chakra, and that is holding me back from abundance, from flow, from authenticity and joy, now be released from my throat chakra. So be it. Breathe in and out. Let it out through the throat chakra. Breathing in from above, more violet flame into the throat chakra. Flooding it in. And so there's a lot of concern around about the truth, right, at the moment particularly. So how do we find ourselves in a situation where we're being trapped by untruth? And that's because whether it's this lifetime or another, we've been in situations where we haven't told the truth to ourselves, or where we haven't told the truth to others. The shoe's been on the other foot. So we really need to clean these things up in ourselves, and also the judgment about lies, because the judgment of lies holds us in the power struggle. So what we need to do is bring in that iridescent violet light, bring it down and into the throat chakra, flooding it through every tiny little nook and cranny in your throat chakra and in the beautiful flower in the center. And what you could say is, I now command that all judgment in my throat chakra that is holding me back from compassion, from speaking abundance, and from using the power of my word as a manifestation tool of truth, love, peace, freedom, and joy for myself and for all those whose lives I touch, be released from my throat chakra now. So be it. Breathe in and release out through the front and back of the throat chakra. Oh boy, lots of that. Let's go, people. More light in from above. Breathing it in. Breathing it in. Flooding it through the throat chakra. And once again saying, I now command all judgment in my throat chakra, in my narrative, and the way that my throat chakra is configured, that is holding me in separation from joy, from love, from abundance, from freedom, from authenticity, now be released from my throat chakra. So be it now. Breathe in and release. That's it. So, looking in the throat chakra now, more light in from above, flooding it in. And you could say, I now command that all energy of criticism in my throat chakra, where I have been unkind or harsh, rigid or stubborn about my perspective and point of view, where I've needed to be right so that I could feel safe in the world and have not considered the needs of others, now be released. From my throat chakra, I set myself free fully and completely now. Breathe in. Being aware in the throat chakra. And again, flooding that violet light in right into the very center, into the core. And you could say, I now command that all beliefs about time that are limited, negative, and that are holding me out of flow of divine timing. All beliefs that time is not on my side, that there's not enough time to make the changes in my life, in society, locally, nationally and globally. And that are holding me back from seeing a bright future for myself, for my country, for my nation, and for my human brothers and sisters all around the world, and for my animal, plant, and mycelium and mineral brothers and sisters around the world, and that is holding me back from being truly present to creation and divine nature. Be released from my throat chakra now. Breathe in and release out through the throat all blockages to being in the flow of divine timing. Because it can seem very much so that we are in a time of crisis and really we're in a time of great possibility, awesome possibility for humanity to open their hearts, to forgive, to work together. And as much as it may be difficult for some to understand this or to even hear this, but truly forgiveness is the way through. The heart chakra is the doorway to all of the rest of creation. And this is why we've had so many masters over the aeons who have said, love all, serve all. Turn the other cheek, forgive them for they know not what they do. And as much as it might be the most seemingly impossible thing for you to do right now, It's what's required. And when we forgive, we don't forgive or condone. We don't condone is really what I want to say. We don't condone the behavior, but we forgive because if we don't, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So holding resentment and anger, hatred, and unforgiveness in your heart is poison to you, and it makes you unwell. And so this is why, as we let go of these grievances and these pains, whatever their shape and size, as we make space in our energy field, we're able to, and in our hearts, we're able to receive all of the things that are our birthright. And when we forgive beyond what is known as necessary, and we step into the vibration of mercy. Mercy means forgiveness even when it's not deserved. Right? That's mercy. And so it's really at this point in time, you know, there are a lot of people in our world who are behaving in ways that are creating great harm. And so for us to actually truly move, we've got to find in ourselves that place of being able to give mercy. It's when we let go of the hatred, when we let go of the unforgiveness and choose consciously to have mercy, that's when the flow will come back. So, you could join me by taking your awareness deep into your own heart center. And finding that place in your heart, that place of mercy, that vibration of mercy. Mercy for yourself. Mercy for one another. Mercy for those making decisions, for systems and organizations. Mercy. And you could say, as a conscious act of self-love, I now choose to have mercy on myself. I now choose to forgive myself for all of the times that I didn't stand up for what I knew was true, what I knew was right for me, for the earth, for my brothers and sisters in humanity, where I was too busy, too tired, too sore, too lazy, too whatever. And I didn't show up to be the light bearer. I forgive myself for letting myself down. And I set myself free, fully and completely now. Breathe in. Release through the back of your heart chakra. Because as we take responsibility, it's through personal responsibility and facing all of our shadows and lights and growing edges and looking at our strengths, that we can, see it in others, that we can see it in the small, the minutiae, and the bigger picture. And in the heart center, bringing in that beautiful violet flame, you could flood it into the heart chakra. And you could say, and I ask for mercy. I ask for forgiveness from all of those who I have hurt, when I have crossed their boundaries, not respected their sovereignty, where I've taken what's not mine, where I've said things that would hurt or harm, when I didn't show up, I humbly ask for forgiveness. For all of those who I have hurt. And in forgiving me, you release me as I release myself from this trauma to find joy, harmony and freedom, and to grow in love now. Breathe in and release through the heart center. More in the heart center, filling it up with iridescent violet light, letting that wash through. There's a lot of resentment in there right now. And while our heart's closed, we can't see the way forward. We can't actually grow in love in any real direction. So we've got to unburden our hearts from this. So we could say, as a conscious act of self-love, I now choose to fully release all the resentment that I've been holding in my heart towards authority or any bodies or peoples within our country, society and world. And that is holding me back from an open heart and solutions consciousness. I set myself free, fully and completely now. Breathe in from above and release. Out through the heart chakra. Remember, you're doing this for you, and you're doing this so that we can, create space in ourselves for others to then have permission to create space so that we can go forward. This is not, just walk all over me. It's all okay. No, this is not that. This is self-love. This is self-healing. Be aware in the heart chakra, flooding beautiful iridescent violet light in from above, flooding it in, and you could say, as a conscious act of self-love, I now choose to forgive all those who have hurt me throughout my entire life to the deepest level possible that I can today. I forgive you for taking from me, from wasting my time, from not valuing and respecting me. And particularly at this time in creation, I forgive all of those who have been attempting to erode my free will, to take my freedom of body, my freedom of mind, my freedom of choice. I forgive all of those who have made decisions on my behalf without my consultation. I choose to forgive all of the actions that you've taken, that those have taken without actually perceiving and empathizing how your edicts would affect me, affect my emotional body, my life, my finances, my dreams, my loved ones, my ability to be with those that I love in their times of strife, especially if they're unwell or dying. This is a big ask, I know, but this is the doorway. And we show up as the bigger souls, as the older souls who are a little further down the track, so that we can open ourselves to more compassion. The only way we can do that is through forgiveness. You say, I freely forgive with all of my heart all of the hurts that have been holding me back from those I love, from my dreams, my life and my freedom. I set myself free and I set you free. This trauma no longer binds us. Breathe in and release out through the heart center. You could say, I choose to forgive and have mercy for all of the injustices, small and large. I choose to forgive the biased narrative and the suppression of truth. I choose to forgive all of the words, actions, and edicts that have hurt me and separated me from my friends and family and those that I love. In forgiving, I release. And as I release myself, I release all parties. I forgive all parties fully and completely now. Breathe in and release. Being aware deep in the heart center. And from the heart center, start to project a beam of pink light. Project a pink beam of pink light that starts to fill up your whole energy field. As we start to grow this beautiful field of unconditional love inside ourselves, and as we start to raise our own vibrations, miracles occur. Seemingly miracles, but because our vibration raises, ways around things, solutions consciousness starts to give rise. Breathing in and filling up, projecting, filling in their own heart center up with unconditional love for the self, for all of those engaged in this meditation, and then projecting it out beyond to your families, sending it to them on the inner plane, expanding your field of love. Continue to allow that to expand, expanding into the wider community, your friends, your loved ones. Keep expanding that heart consciousness, projecting that beam of pink unconditional love. And to all of the people who have relative freedom, to all of those who don't, who are in extended periods of separation from their families, sending the love, because nothing can prevent us from being connected on the inner plane. And the more love that goes, the more that love that flows, the more the physical dimension frees up. So keep expanding that field of love, and now start to include all of those who you have judged as wrong and bad, just doing the wrong thing, making poor decisions on your behalf, and all of those things. Start to send the unconditional love to them too. Include them in the sphere. Because we can't love unconditionally without including everything. Even what we might have perceived as unlovable, the divine does not. The divine sees all things as lovable, no matter how crappy they are. So expanding your heart to the greatest level possible for you today. And now let's call in the angels of love and above. And we send them with our intention and with our hearts. You can even raise your hands in front of your heart chakra and start blessing, particularly blessing those who have challenged you, and sending the angels of love and above, of wisdom and grace, of expanded vision, of health and harmony and balance, of joy and goodwill, of freedom, of peace, of discernment, and all of the other frequencies that you would like to see enabled in our world. And to all of those people who are in the positions, who make the decisions, that we ask that they be blessed with higher consciousness. So we start to breathe in from above, beautiful white light, and become aware of that column of light. Still blessing and sending out through the heart center. Lots and lots of love and joy and blessings. Start to see yourselves coming out of your homes and walking down the streets freely again. Reaching up, there's like a stairway or a spiral of stairs in your crown chakra, and start walking up that, going up, up, up. And every time you take a step up there, there's a better and better environment and situation. And in your heart, from your heart, you're blessing with that unconditional love. And you keep sending that out now to yourself, to others, and to all of those who have not yet expanded their consciousness to a level where they can be sovereign themselves. Blessing them that where they're up to on their journey be expedited with ease and grace, that they awaken, they become enlightened and illuminated in their consciousness and in their hearts, Let their hearts open. And pour forth with divine grace. That their thought processes and actions change. That they begin to see that each human being, as are they, sovereign and able to make empowered choices for themselves, and that consultation locally all the way out into the global forum is possible. Because actually and truthfully, there is a shared dream in the hearts of humanity. And every one of us knows this. Keep walking up that spiral. Up, up, up. See yourselves walking, playing in the park, going to the beach, swimming at the pool, and all of the other things that you love to do. Being with your friends at your friends' homes, having barbecues, playing sport, doing the shopping. And that everyone is free, in flow, we call on all of the angelics of right useness. That is right verse, right thought, right verse, right action. We bless that you go forward in creation, that you open the hearts, angels of love and above, and right useness, that you bless and intercede. We ask for that you intercede on our behalves. We ask for mercy from the divine. We call forth the angels of mercy to have mercy on us. We humbly beg for your forgiveness for anything that we've done to harm the earth and to harm creation, where we haven't loved ourselves or loved each other or loved you or loved the earth. We humbly beg for your mercy to intercede on our behalf, to open the hearts and minds of humanity. From the point of light with the mind of the divine, we ask that light stream forth into the hearts of humanity. From the point of love within the mind of the divine, we ask that consciousness stream forth, illuminating the hearts and minds of all, and we ask that Christ consciousness return to earth. From the center where the will of the divine is known, we ask that purpose guide the little wills, the egos of humanity, to the purpose which the masters know and serve. And from the center which we call the race of man, or humanity, we ask that the plan of love and light work out, and that it seal the door where evil dwells. And we ask that light, love and power restore the plan on earth. So be it. And looking down at yourself and at the earth from that high viewpoint where you found yourself at the top of that spiral, you can see yourself sitting in meditation, and you can see the amount of light that you've brought in, and you can see that it's spreading the more unconditional love you send, and that darkness cannot hold with the light and the love. That separation cannot hold if we refuse to be angry, if we refuse to not love, that the darkness cannot hold, it cannot separate us, it cannot bind us. And we see that it's shifting. We see the flow beginning to return. And we keep loving and expanding our hearts as one. And we hold this space and offer this to all of our brothers and sisters to join us. Transforming life on earth. Transforming life on earth. Transforming life on earth. Into the direction of our divine highest and greatest good, personally and collectively. In Lakesh. And from this place, become aware that that stairwell, that staircase in your own crown chakra becomes like a rainbow. And that rainbow is washing down over and through you, harmonizing all of your energy fields and all of your consciousness, all of your cellular memory, chakras, meridians, aura, all levels of your being, harmonizing and balancing. Send love to yourself, again to all, and then use the rainbow like a slide. Slide back down the rainbow. Spirally slide back down into your body in the chair. Woo! Arrive back in your body. Stretch your fingers, stretch your toes, and then open your eyes. our beautiful musicians. Spirit fingers. Can I just get a check-in that everybody's okay and back in their bodies? If there's anyone not, to please put a chat. See if you can put something in the chat. Oh, good. Right. Wow, well done, everyone. Amazing. I hope you enjoyed that. Is everyone feeling okay? Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot going on there in the hearts, in the solar plexus. Sort of just around our divine worth, and a lot of power struggle, and a lot of resentment and unforgiveness. And this is the nature of what it means when an entire planetary population is moving from the lower will and attempting to make the journey to live from the heart. Everything that we're going through on the planet now is part of that. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for giving of yourselves in service. Thank you for helping to pave a pathway forward for others so that they can begin to understand the internal yoga that's required in the mind, in the emotional body, and through the whole energy system, so that we're going to be able to transmute enough of these negative narratives, programs, beliefs, thoughts and emotions, such that we'll be able to move from solar plexus ego consciousness and to live from the heart as an entire planet. And that doesn't mean it's all going to be fluffy even when we're there, right? It means that we're going to be acting from a we, us, our rather than an I, me, mine place, in much better unity and flow. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a big deal.
Shell's just said that she's feeling a bit lightheaded and third eye hurts a bit. I would be suggesting...
Sure, okay.
Shell,
So,
I was going to say, just make sure you've had some water. As with all of you, you should be drinking during this time. Then you can take it from there, Freya.
yeah, a lot of water. Also, so what we've just been doing, just so that you understand, is it's like going to, when you go to the gym and you do a muscle workout and you feel sore in your energy, you feel sore in your physical body. It's called DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. You feel great, for the endorphins are going. So with this sort of work, we're working out our etheric bodies, our energetic system, aura chakras and meridians. And so it can be a big stretch, right? So lots of energy is shifted. So who was saying, are you feeling better? So just keep tapping your feet on the ground. And as you do that, you'll come more and more back into your body. And so everyone can just remember that, your body is an extension of the earth. So just really allow yourself to plug back into that. If you wiggle your bottom, you wiggle your feet, get the nerve endings, the nerve endings that connect to every single part of your body on your feet that talk to the earth every day. Walk bare feet, for heaven's sakes, on the earth, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. Get out there if you can and connect your feet to the earth. And, you know, just understand that there's actually a very profound relationship going on. And as soon as you come back into that, you'll come back out of your head and into your body and connect back to the earth. Yeah. Look like you're feeling better.
It is nearly 12 o'clock here, Freya. So
That's good. You've all done so well. I'm proud of you.
we told people it was only going to be for an hour. So yeah, we've sort of.
I did say the divine will do what the divine does.
And I also said that we'll have a chat later.
Talk to Gaia.
All right. So look, I think we need to wrap it up. I'd like to. If anyone's got any quick questions, we can look at it. But otherwise, I want to thank everyone for their experience and joining us tonight. I'd also like to thank all the band people and Nick and their participants over in WA, which you can also add to, Freya, for their time and effort tonight, because it's been fantastic. So thank you very much for that as well. All right.
It's fun. It was.
Yeah. It was a good start, is what I'd say. We're not there yet. It was a very good start, though.
Well, I think if people would like to be doing something like this again, we should possibly look at doing it on an afternoon, on a weekend or something where it's not such a late night for people.
Yeah. Different times. Yeah, it's easy when it's not a we can do anything. Afternoon for an hour only, I can do easy.
Yeah. Watch it. It'll go to 5.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So if it doesn't look like anyone's got too much there to say, so look, Freya, would you like to just say thank you to everybody? Wrap it up.
I would. I'd just love to say thank you to all of our amazing people over here, to Nis, Irina and Charles, and to our camera crew in the background and all of those who attended. Thank you so much for coming and being part of it. And I hope that we can do more of this. It'd be good, I think, for everyone, particularly, just keep it going. And please, the other thing is, if for any reason you're not feeling okay when you wake up in the morning, you promise that you'll contact me. So you can do that through Anthony or through the Facebook Messenger on Supernal Facebook page. I'll check when I get up in the morning too.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. And also, we will be organising to send out a bit of a survey about what people thought and any feedback, comments, that sort of stuff. So we will get that from the people that are here. And again, thank you very much. And please stay safe, everybody, and sleep well.
Awesome.
Lovely.